Hey guys, what's going on? Paul Ravella, ProPhysique.com, and today's topic, it's been on my mind for the last couple of days as I've been kind of making plans for what I want to do at this stage of the year, as far as setting goals and stuff. And that is, what's better? Is it better to be completely shredded, like 3% body fat, striated glutes, vascularity coming out of every part of your body? Or is it better to be a hulking beast lifting as much weight as possible, eating all the macros all the time? I'm gonna drive to the gym now, but let's give this some thought.
Go, go! Oh, that was so good. Go, go. Up, come on. Oh, that was good.
It's Paul. Come on. Finish this. Let's.
All right, so we made it to the gym, back to Powerhouse, and I did some thinking while driving about the topic at hand. So what is better? Is it better to be huge and strong as hell, a little more body fat, or is it better to be completely shredded? And I think for me personally, it depends on where I was at in my life. See, growing up, I was the tall, skinny kid. And it wasn't necessarily a bad thing because I played a lot of sports growing up, baseball and basketball and volleyball. So I never really focused too much on the skinny part. But once I started seeing pictures of bodybuilding magazines and fitness things in high school, I really got interested in the thought of putting muscle on. And being 6'3" and 155 pounds, I set some milestone goals for myself. 170 pounds, 180 pounds, 200 pounds eventually. I don't think I actually hit 200 pounds till I was in my early 20s, maybe 24. And that's when I started, being able to afford to eat better, train better, do some of the things in life that allowed me to take my physique to that next level. And I probably overdid it a little bit. I probably focused too much on the scale. But for me at that point in my life, when I was young, the only thing that really mattered was seeing the scale go up and getting in the gym and seeing my lifts get stronger, which they did. And so I enjoyed that part of it. I'm going to go in the gym now, train a little bit, and we'll give this a little bit more thought. I might actually ask some of the people in the gym what their thoughts are on the topic. All right, guys, back day. Here we go. What's better? To be as big and strong as possible, body composition, who cares? Or to be completely like contest shredded? What's
For
better?
me, what do I like better?
Yeah.
Whew. Ask me what day of the week it is. There's fun aspects to both. I guess I'd have to pick being big and strong just because you feel good in everyday kind of life. Whereas if you're shredded, you kind of feel like garbage, even though you can walk home and be like, wow, look at my abs. So yeah, I guess I'd have to pick that. Although, obviously you definitely have that sense of cool when you can walk around and be super shredded, but it just sucks how you have to feel.
Do you think you have to experience both, though? Like, as someone who's done both? Like, if you had never been shredded, wouldn't you always want to?
Oh yeah, if I'd never been shredded, I'd be like, oh, definitely, I want to be shredded, like shredded.
And if you had never been 230 pounds, wouldn't you always want to try to get up? Didn't you have like?
Yeah, I think it's kind of the advantage of hindsight being both,
Hindsight, yeah, that's a good word.
But now I'm somewhere in the middle, and that's what I prefer the most.
Yeah. When I was younger, I was kind of under the misconception that to add muscle, seeing the scale go up was the most important factor. When in truth, adding muscle takes time, it takes years, it takes, when you first start training, sure, there's going to be days and weeks where you just feel like you're getting stronger every time you train and you're seeing changes to your physique. But the type of muscle that lasts for a long time takes years to develop, strength, years to develop. And adding that muscle takes a long time. We're talking grams per week, grams per month. I've been training over 20 years, and if you told me that next year, if I trained my butt off and I was able to add a pound of of lean body mass, of actual muscle tissue, I would be excited about that. And so I think early on, what we associate with building is actually body fat gain, or even hydration, muscle fullness. A lot of times when you start eating in excess of calories for the first time, along with training quite frequently, you're going to get a mixture of body fat, fuller muscles. So you just get this inflated feel, and God love it. Like I love those days. I love that feeling like I was making progress. And if you had told me back then, really be careful with your diet and try to stick to a low, to a smaller increase from week to week, I probably wouldn't have done it. I loved seeing the scale go up. But I think that's the evolution of the lifter. So if you're at a point in your career where you're just starting out, have fun with it. Lift heavy, try things out, eat extra calories, enjoy yourself. If you're at a point where you've been doing that for a long time and you want to see what is underneath that body fat, I encourage you to do that. For me, it took competing, because without that competition staring me in the face, I would not have gotten as lean as I've gotten. And to this day, without a competition, or maybe a photo shoot or an event or something that's going to really motivate me to get lean, fat loss below a certain level, for everybody it's probably a little different. And I have clients that, get striated glutes and then tell me that they were doing okay. And, I have other people that the first week they feel like they're suffering. I can get pretty lean without suffering, but to get the kind of condition that I've gotten from my bodybuilding shows, I have had to suffer. And it's a self-inflicted suffering. It's not as if I'm angry about it, or I just realize that I'm going to have low energy, low libido. I'm going to deal with, I'm going to have a shorter temper. My desire to get up and move around is going to be reduced. My training intensity is going to be reduced. This is when things like caffeine really come into play. Pre-workouts and fat burners. Nutrition. Although when you've got a little extra body fat on you, nutrient timing might not be as important, But I tell you what, when you're ultra lean, when you're sub 5% body fat, I promise you, if you miss a meal, you're going to suffer for it. It's going to impact your training, your mood, your sleep. So I would just say, if you're thinking about getting that lean, like if you have a goal to get that lean, it's going to help you to have a goal, either a shoot, a competition. And then let's get to, someone like myself who's done both these things, who's been as heavy as I could possibly be, as strong as I could possibly be, and then also been as lean as I could possibly be. And now I've reached a point where I've found a happy medium. No longer do I feel the need to be 240 pounds. Even at 6'3", I understand that I don't need to weigh that much to feel good about myself. And I understand that getting stronger and adding muscle, it's a grind and it's a battle. And I'm at the point in my life where I'm stable. I'm a family guy. All I do is client work all day long. I work, I coach, spend time with my wife, spend time with my son, spend time with my friends. And I go to the gym and I cook my food and I eat. In my 20s, when I was going out 2, 3, 4 nights a week, working odd jobs here and there, traveling as much as I could, doing these things, would it have behooved me to try to be strict with my diet and strict with my training? No. So you also have to be at a place in your life. So the question being, what is better? It's something you have to ask yourself, and where you're at with your training, and have fun with it, man. This is a lifelong journey. Don't take it too seriously, man. I mean, unless you're Mr. Olympia, this is just fun. It's get in the gym, lift some weights, and let it build its own momentum. If you love it, put more effort into it. See where it can take you. But overall, man, I don't remember the things that I remember the most about my journey. My 23 years are lifting weights in my best friend Christian's upstairs loft when we were 16 years old, going through the Arnold Modern Bodybuilding Encyclopedia, page by page, and doing all the lifts. That's what I remember. I remember, meeting Layne Norton at an expo in like 2008 and being so excited about competing in natural bodybuilding the following year. I remember traveling to Venice Golds and training there with one of my good friends because that was a bond that we shared. Shout out to Big Mike. These are the things I remember. Traveling to the show this last weekend with Layne, where he actually saw me compete and we trained together and we did a road trip. Those are the memories you make in this sport. It's the time you spend with your friends. So don't do things that cause you to alienate yourself, and just love what you do. And don't put limits on yourself. Don't say, oh, I have to be huge and strong, or I have to be shredded. It's a journey. Experiment. Have fun with it. Hopefully this video was helpful, guys. It's just something that's been on my mind lately as I just did a show, and I'm entering this phase where I'm going to be spending some time building. And in the past, my immediate goal would have been to get to 220, 230, 240 pounds. I would have looked forward to those numbers. Now it's a little different. Now I'm trying to stay closer to stage weight, finding that balance where I'm adding in calories, feeling good in the gym, reducing cardio, looking good while also being strong. So for me, that's where I'm at now. Check in with me in 3 months and we'll see. I may decide to compete again this year. I may not. Right now, I'm putting my coaching business in the forefront. Clients are about to start competing again this year, and we're going to be doing seminars and traveling around. So, let your priorities kind of dictate what's good for you. And hopefully you guys can get something out of this. At the end of the day, it's just about our love for the sport. So I hope you guys have a good day, and I'll talk to you soon. See ya.